What's going on, everyone? Here is Shy, aka a Super Shy Guy, here to bring you another battle from the Pokemon Battle Federation. Now, what's going on here is we're having actually an exhibition match between the San Diego Snorlax and the Arizona Aggrons. Reason being is because the Arizona Aggrons, unfortunately, their coach had to leave the league because of unforeseen circumstances. You know, he got really busy with work, and that's completely understandable. You know, life happens, and it's okay. Fortunately enough, don't worry, we did find another coach, but he couldn't get his team ready in time, so I made a team just to battle the Snorlaxes for this week, just so you guys can have something to watch, and also so the Snorlaxes can have some practice battling. So with that being said, it is me versus him, and it's an exhibition. No matter what, he gets a W. But let's see what happens, because I did record it because I wasn't home during the battle. And so let's see the teams we're bringing. So the Snorlaxes are bringing Tentacruel, Mega Steelix, Goodra, Slowbro, Aromatisse, Hippowdon, and I am bringing Lucario, Scolipede, Talonflame, Arcanine, Thundurus T, and Omastar. Alright, so let's jump in this battle and see how it goes and see how well I do with this team I just put together last minute. Just fine, because it's all about fun, right guys? Alright. So I'm going to start out with Hermit, who is my Omastar, and he's going to lead with Tentacruel. So a pretty even start for both of us, as Tentacruel does go for the knockoff. He's going to knock over my Quick Claw. I start going for the Ancient Power, trying to get some boosts, you know, so hopefully getting those boosts. I mean, that's what you try for, right? With Ancient Power. If you get all the boosts, Omastar is pretty strong. Tentacruel's going to go for the Toxic Spikes. He's going to set up on me. As I go for the Icy Wind, slow him down, because Tentacruel can be a little speedy, aside from especially bulky. So I want to lower his speed, try and outspeed him, and then hopefully switch out into something else eventually. So Black Sludge does recover some HP, as Tentacruel goes for another Toxic Spike, so anything I switch in is going to get Toxic Poison. And I go for another Icy Wind to slow him down. And let's see. And the speed falls. He's gonna regain some HP, man. And I start just going for Ancient Powers here, trying to get these boosts. Hopefully I can get the boost. That's what I want. So I don't want anything else. Tentacruel goes for the Scald. It is gonna do some damage to me. It's gonna recover some HP with Black Sludge, which is fine. And I go for another Ancient Power, man. Just trying to get these boosts. The Ancient Power is doing a decent amount of damage, to be honest, too. If I had gotten a boost, probably could have taken Tentacruel out, but who would have knows, right? So he decides to withdraw Tentacruel. He sends out Speed Bump, who is the Slowbro. As I go for another Ancient Power, because he saw the Ancient Power was doing a decent amount of damage. So I decided to set my rocks up, because I didn't want to set them up before, because I didn't want Tentacruel to just spin them away right away. So goes for the Side Shock. It is enough to take out my Hermit. So Toxic Spikes on the field. I pretty much lose some, so it's Life Orb Slowbro. I pretty much have no choice but to go into my Scolipede to soak up the Toxic Spikes, which is fine by me, because as a Bug type, I can hurt Slowbro pretty hard. So here he goes on in the Thumper, who is the Steelix, and my Scolipede decides to go for a Mega Horn. You know, save this play. It's fine. I was gonna get the speed boost either way. You know, it does a pretty decent amount of damage, considering I had no attack investment in Scolipede. Made him as bulky as possible. So Steelix is in a Mega Evolve, boosting his defenses even more. As I go for the Protect to see what Steelix wants to do. And Thumper goes for the Smackdown. So, knowing this, if I decide to switch out, there really isn't anything I can switch out to. So it's hard, because I really want to switch out into Thundurus, but I know I can't because Smackdown is coming. So I switch out into Cobalt, who is going to be Lucario. So Smackdown goes off, does nothing to Lucario, which is just what I need. And I'm going to go for the Aura Sphere, hoping it would take Steelix out. But I didn't know he invested so much special defense in Steelix. And Steelix goes for the EQ, which is going to take out Lucario, unfortunately. Gone too soon. Lucario was like kind of a key for me. And I send out Rocket, who is my Arcanine. Gonna lower his attack. And he's gonna switch out, fearing the Flare Blitz. And he goes out in Hippowdon. He brings up his Sandstream. Get that chip damage. As I just go for the Flare Blitz, not caring. Still go for it anyway. It's like no matter what, something's going to take a lot of damage from it. And unfortunately, Rocky Helmet damage does some work. I do have Shell Bell. Hopefully we recover some HP. Still wasn't enough. Now remember, this is an exhibition, so I wasn't really going to try. Like, I wasn't... Flare Blitz does a lot of damage though to Hippowdon. Look how much damage he has left. It's unfortunate that Rocket is taking so much recoil. And Hippowdon just puts up its rocks. Puts the timer on me, so at this point I feel like it's kind of wasteful to send out Rocket, which in hindsight really isn't. So he sends Speed Bump, which is a Slowbro, who is going to eat this Flare Blitz up. Because it is a water type and it is pretty bulky. Oh, I actually went for the close combat. Didn't even remember doing that. Oh yeah, because I did expect to switch into Slowbro, so I went for the... That's just anything else. So I went for close combat. So Sandstorm hits us both, and I decided to go for the Wild Charge. Is going to do a pretty good amount to Slowbro. Unfortunately, not enough because I'm going to go down to whatever he decides to do. And, you know, Rocket doing some work. He did what I pretty much wanted him to do, was put a lot of his threats in check as far as their HP. Or at least scare out the Steelix, you know. So Speed Bump is going to go down to 33 and even less, 21. He goes down to 21 and I send out Trollipede. So I know Slowbro has Regenerator on it, and I take some Stealth Rocks damage. So, feeling he's going to switch out into Steelix, he sends out into Mammy, who actually is the Aromatisse. So I go for another Mega Horn. Isn't really going to do much, unfortunately. And the Sandstorm does subside, so I'm not taking any more damage. But I am going to recover some of Black Sludge. And Aromatisse has leftovers, which is good to know. So what I'm going to do here is, because I'm going to go for the Protect, get it to kind of scout out what it does to see what kind of moveset it has. And it actually goes for the Calm Mind. Now, Aromatisse that's going to try and set up on me, it's not going to be fun. The Protect pretty much gave him a free Calm Mind, to be perfectly honest, which isn't what I wanted. And Leftovers Recovery too, that thing is a fat, bulky Pokemon already. So Calm Minding it up, setting up, I just couldn't let it happen, so I went for the Toxic. And that way it can keep doing what it's doing. I can Protect Stall. Unless it knows something, I didn't check the moveset that it can learn. But I imagine like a Fairy type move, and Fairy type moves aren't effective against me because I'm Poison type. So at this point I'm figuring I can pretty much do anything. I could just stall it out. And if it decides to switch out, that resets the +2s in defense and special attack. Special defense, special attack. And see the poison start to wear it out. I'm just going for the Mega Horn because I'm not scared. I can't let it keep setting up on me. And it goes for Energy Ball, which isn't going to do much. Even at +2, it's not going to do much. But unfortunately, special defense falls. So, what I decided to do is, it's the Leftovers Recovery, but Toxic is going to do a lot to it. So this is where I feel like one of my mistakes was, because I decided to Baton Pass out. And, you know, I wanted to Baton Pass out because I feel like the Pokemon I was switching into, which is my Thundurus T, I feel like he was going to be able to take anything because he's pretty invested anyway. But Manny went for the Wish anyway. And I have leftovers on my Thundurus, so I'm not too worried about it. And I know no matter what happens, Toxic is going to do a lot to this Pokemon, even if it protects the next turn. So, yep, and that's exactly what it does. It goes for the Protect. And I think I went for the nasty plot. Yep. Making this Pokemon as deadly and as scary as possible. And the Wish is going to go in. Now, we're going to get some recovery. So here is kind of where I honestly feel like I messed up. Take some more toxic damage. So I went for the Sludge Wave to try and take it out, which I feel like in hindsight wasn't the best move. I should have Nasty Plotted again. If I would have Nasty Plotted again, Raiden would have swept his team. But I didn't, and I feel like that is my own personal fault. Because with toxic damage and being at +4, I could pretty much take almost anything out with an HP Ice that came in, because I do have HP Ice on this Thundurus, and +4 Nasty Plot would have taken almost pretty much anything out. But I put myself in a tough spot by not doing that, as he sends out Goodra, who is, as we know, a specially defensive wall. So I'm going to withdraw anyway, and I'm going to go out into my Scolipede, Cholipede. Taking a lot of rocks damage, unfortunately. He goes for the Dragon Tail, so he sends me out anyway. Oh, so much damage from the Dragon Tail. Got in the Talonflame, which is beautiful because it takes half of it. So, I just Brave Birded up. Like, I'm here, banded, let's just do it. And it's not enough to take out the Goodra. How unfortunate is that? So no matter what, I'm going down, and I figured I can't switch out. And he decides to just go for the Dragon Tail again. It's just going to take me out. Which is fine, because at least now I have the choice of who I want to bring in. So I send out Scolipede. So much damage. Let's go for Protect so I can stall out, get some Black Sludge recovery. I know I feel like that it's going to help me a lot. And get the speed boost as well. Let's see. I'm just go for the Mega Horn. Because, I mean, even though he's gooing, I mean, I'm going to be back at +1 anyway. After the turn. So I didn't mind it. Getting some more Black Sludge recovery. Trying to do something. Trying to make it work. He sends out Thumper, who is going to be the Steelix. So I'm just going for the Mega Horn, and this part I feel like also messed me up. The fact that the Mega Horn missed. And you're about to see why. Because I know how much damage Mega Horn would have done even without the crit. So I send out Raiden, who's going to be at low HP because of Stealth Rocks. Now, I have no choice but to go for Hidden Power Ice. Now look how much damage Hidden Power Ice does. If the Mega Horn would have landed, I probably could have swept the rest of his team with Raiden, because there was nothing else he could have done. I mean, he would have sent out Hippowdon, but Hippowdon would have went down to it as well. But you know, it's the game we play. RNGs. I missed the Mega Horn and it cost me the game, but that's what happens when you run down instead of like X-Scissor where it's 100% accuracy. So, I mean, you know, it's a good game. It was an exhibition. Daniel still gets the credit for the Pokemon he had left when he defeated me. And, yeah, it was a fun game. I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope he did as well. I know he did because he told me. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you like what you saw, please leave a comment, like, subscribe. And let me know what you guys think. And let me know if there's anything I could have done differently. Alright, so thank you guys so much for coming out. Appreciate it, and I'll check you next time.